students, today we are going to discuss on the last topic of the connective tissue. Yes students, this is the last topic of the connective tissue, vascular tissue. What is vascular tissue? All of you study about the vascular tissue in previous lectures, but students, today we are going to study about the classification and types of vascular tissue. Yes students, the vascular tissues are the kind of fluid connective tissues that does not contain any fibers. Yes students, the vascular tissues only contain cells and the matrix. That's why they has unique ability to flow in vessels that is called blood vessels. Yes students, that is called blood vessels. There are two types of vascular tissues are found. What are these? Let's see. The first one is the blood. First one is blood, and the second one is the lymph. What is blood? Students, the blood is kind of fluid connective tissue that is mainly composed of two types of components. What are these? Look ahead. The first one is the plasma, and the second one is corpuscles or cells. Corpuscles are cells. Students, plasma, it contains about 95% part of the total volume of the blood. Yes students, it contains about 95% part of the total volume of blood, and plasma is a clear, transparent or somewhat yellowish color. The viscous, or you can say that the fluid substance, its pH in between 7.3 to 7.4. It is an alkaline fluid. Yes students, the pH ranging between 7 to 14 is an alkali substance. That's why the pH of the plasma is 7.3 to 4, makes it alkaline in nature, and it about 90% contain water, and the remaining 10% part contains organic substances like carbohydrate, fat, lipid, protein, as well as the remaining part contains inorganic substances like oxygen and carbon dioxide, as well as some micro essential nutrients or elements such as magnesium ion, calcium ion, sodium ion, chloride ion, etc. Now students, beside the organic and inorganic substances, there is also some nitrogenous based substances are also present in the plasma, because the blood helps in the transportation of various types of essential substances to each and every cell of our body. The nitrogenous based substances like creatinine, urea, uric acid, like substances, as well as bilirubin, also found in the blood plasma. Now students, we are going to discuss about the capsules or cells. Yes students, the blood capsules or cells are the three types. What are these? Let's see. The first one is the erythrocytes. Erythrocytes. The second one is leukocytes, and the third one is thrombocytes. Students, erythrocytes. The term erythro means red color and cyte means cells. That's why in abbreviated form these are called RBCs. Yes, students, called RBCs, and its expansion as red blood corpuscles. It means it can be abbreviated as red blood corpuscles. Students, the another type of the blood cells are corpuscles is leukocytes. The leukos means white or colorless, and cyte means cells. That's why these are abbreviated as WBCs. It means white blood corpuscles. The WBC. And the third one is thrombocytes. The thrombocytes are just called platelets. The platelets. Students, now further we are going to discuss about each and every types of blood corpuscles or cells. Erythrocytes, the RBCs, red blood corpuscles. Why these blood corpuscles appears red? Yes, students, these blood corpuscles appears red in color due to presence of a special type of pigment that is called hemoglobin. Yes, students, that is called hemoglobin. Due to presence of hemoglobin, it appears red in color. The hemoglobin is consist of two types of components. The first one is heme and second one is globulin. It is a kind of protein. Heme is the iron content that occurs in ionic form, and globulin is the part of protein that combine with the heme. That's why this type of protein is also called porphyrin protein. Yes, students. Now, what kind of function the hemoglobin performs? Hemoglobin is generally known as the respiratory pigment. Yes, students, respiratory pigment, because it helps in the transportation of gases. It means oxygen and carbon dioxide. How it combined with oxygen? Let's see. Students, the iron is the kind of elements that can be easily oxidized in the presence of moisture, or you can say that the air content that contain oxygen. That's why this content of the hemoglobin easily binds the molecules of oxygen or atoms of oxygen very easily. That's why the hemoglobin combined with the oxygen known as oxyhemoglobin, and it helps in the process of oxidation to get energy. Now students, the hemoglobin also combined with the carbon dioxide and known as carbaminohemoglobin. Yes, students, thus RBCs play an important role in the transportation of gases. RBCs of the mammals are denucleated. It means it does not contain nucleus. But all other vertebrates other than the mammals, the RBCs have nucleus. It is biconvex in shape. Further, students, the another topic we are going to discuss that is the leukocytes, that means white blood corpuscles, are WBCs. Students, WBCs are known as the soldier of our body. These are colorless or white color blood cells because they have absence of hemoglobin protein. That's why they appear white in color. There are two types of WBCs on the basis of presence of substances in their plasma. If the granules-like substances are present in their plasma along with the different types of nucleus, they are called granulocytes. Whereas when the plasma does not contain granules-like substances called agranulocytes. There are three types of granulocytes or granulocyte WBCs are found. The first one is eosinophils, the second one is basophils, and the third one is neutrophils. All these helps in maintaining the immune system of the body because they are feed upon the foreign particles such as the bacteria, germs, and other kinds of microorganisms when they are comes in contact with our WBCs. The another types of agranulocytes are mainly of two types: monocytes and T4 lymphocytes. These cells are well known for the formation of antibodies. Yes, students, the T4 lymphocytes are well known for the formation of antibodies that feed upon all kinds of bacteria and foreign particles like viruses, bacteria, fungals, and other microorganisms. And the monocytes are the large WBCs. They engulf the outer and toxic, harmful microorganism as a whole. That's why monocytes play an important role to maintain the immune system of body. That's why commonly WBCs are known as soldier of our body. Yes, students, WBCs are known as soldier of our body, just like the border security forces and paramilitary forces. Now, students, thrombocytes. The thrombocytes are the name due to presence of thrombin protein. Yes, students, the presence of thrombin protein in such kind of blood cells, these are called thrombocytes and generally known as the name platelets. Yes, students, in a normal person body, 1 cubic liter of blood contain about 1 cubic milliliter of blood contain about 1.25 to 4.5 lakhs of platelets. Students, the platelets play an important role in the clotting of the blood. Yes, students, if this level goes down, then the persons may suffer from the severe disease, and there is a problem arises just like the congestion. He cannot take the process of breathing quite well. Now, students, we are going to discuss the another type of vascular tissue, that is lymph. Lymph is just like to the plasma of the blood. Yes, students, lymph is just like to the plasma of blood because it is an intermediate kind of the fluid connective tissue that helps in the transportation of various kind of substances in the tissues and other body cells where the bloods cannot pass through the vessels. It means the bloods are generally flow in the arteries and veins, but the lymph are the kinds of fluid connective tissues that generally flow inside the capillaries. Yes, students, capillary is the third type of the blood vessels. The lymphs contain about 90 to 95% water, and remaining 5% part contain organic and inorganic substances like carbohydrate, fat, proteins. between enzymes and nitrogenous waste substances as well. They are mainly carries are transported the kinds of substances for the internal or delicate organs where the network of capillaries are present. Now students, we are after the end of the topic connective tissue, we are going to discuss about the function of connective tissue. Function of connective tissue. Students, the connective tissue play an important role because it helps in connecting the cells, tissues, organ and organ system. The second most important, the skeletal tissue that provides a definite framework to our body. And if we are going to discuss about the vascular tissue, that helps in the transportation of oxygen and carbon dioxide as well as food and the nitrogenous waste substances to each and every part of our body. They also help in maintaining the immune system of the body and fight against the infectious diseases. Thus students, the today's lecture is completed and I hope you will enjoy very well. Thanks students for joining today's lecture.